Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is another bonus hour of Happy Hour. We are doing these all summer. If you're listening to us on 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, 1051thefan.com, odyssey.com. If you're on YouTube, you're probably recognizing that we have a guest in-house. If you are like Casey, you may think that it is John Mayer. It is not. It is local comedian James Hartenfeld joining us. Welcome back to the show, young man. How are you?
Good to be back. Great to be back. Thanks for having me.
I told Casey that you're coming in. He's like, and types in your name. He's like, oh, it's just like John Mayer. And you said that you used to get that all the time.
I used to get it all the time, and now I have a big mustache. And I think I kept the mustache, I think, because I started gaining weight.
Yeah.
So I look a little less like John Mayer right now. Unless John's gaining weight, and I don't know.
Ooh.
But
I have not kept up with John Mayer and what he's up to. But,
I hope he is.
Yeah. Remind me, it's been a while since we had you on the show. You are a Colts and Pacers fan? Are you an Indianapolis guy?
Yeah, I'm a big Pacers fan. I'm a big Colts fan. I've got,
But you grew up here. Do I have that right?
I grew up in Northern California,
Okay,
but it was a lot like Oregon.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha. What town in Northern California?
I grew up in Humboldt County.
Okay.
There's just nothing around there.
Yeah, there are no towns.
So I just picked those guys.
Are there any other areas where people just name the county? Like, I would never tell somebody I grew up in Clark County, Washington, but Humboldt County has... Like, I know where exactly what you're talking about.
And I'm glad. I'm glad that works because, like, if I say Arcata, and that's the town, people think I'm from Arcadia, which is much further south.
Yep.
Hours south.
Yep. Out by Ontario-ish, isn't it right now there, Arcadia, somewhere in that region?
Yeah. So, but if I say just Humboldt, they know that, like, oh, that's, like, one of the most northern counties when you get to that Oregon border. So,
yeah.
It's
a funny one. I was up in the middle of Washington's coast this weekend, and I found myself, people ask, oh, where'd you come in from? And I live in Vancouver, Washington. I think I figured out where the border is, where you have to explain that you're not from Canada. If you go far enough north, you run into that. But like everywhere in the country, the only place you're really safe saying you're from Vancouver and just leaving at that is Portland.
Yeah.
Like outside of that, it gets kind of bizarre.
Incredibly niche. Yeah.
Well, what's been going on with you? How are stand-up shows going? Remind me your alter ego.
Oh, yeah, I do these Ricky Winters shows.
Ricky Winters,
like Springer shows, but like kind of crazier. But I mean, I don't have another one of those scheduled until the fall.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm doing a ton of stand-up right now. I was just in L.A. Right when they were getting ready for the World Cup. That was cool. And, I was headlining my first shows in L.A. That was a blast. Some incredible comics on those shows. And very active just throughout Oregon and the West Coast this summer. So
very cool. So do you ever travel back east, or do you just mostly stay West Coast?
I haven't done a New York show since like 2019.
Okay.
And I don't have a lot of incentive to go over there. I might do like an Asheville, North Carolina run.
Nice.
I'm kind of looking forward to the possibility of that. I might do a Boston run as well at the end of the summer, closer to the fall as well. But that's about it. There's not a lot of incentive for me to go over there.
How do you mean?
Like as far as like my Instagram following, I have under 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
I'm like, people kind of know me in Portland and throughout Northern California and into Washington and stuff, and Denver. Some people know me in Denver and things like that. But I'm not big enough to get, like, a lot of clubs want you to have like 30,000 followers to do an East Coast club and stuff, and I don't have that.
Have you considered just going as a John Mayer lookalike and see if that increases the following? Have you just lean into it, get rid of the mustache, trim down a little bit, and
just
then play really bad blues guitar?
Yeah.
People are like, yeah, it's John Mayer.
I love that idea.
Yeah, well, I'm here for you.
I love that idea.
I'm here to help out the best that I can.
Well, it would be a boost for sure.
We brought you on for the bonus hour to talk some sports. You said you were in LA just before the World Cup. I'm one of those sports fans where I try not to pretend that I like things that I don't like. I've never enjoyed watching soccer. I've given it a try multiple times. I accidentally watched 5 minutes of the World Cup. I went to my brother's house. We went to the coast this weekend, so I was going to borrow a crab ring from him. He went to get the crab ring. I watched the goal in the Mexico-Korea game. Did you see that game?
I'm just jealous that you caught a goal.
What?
Like I'm one of those people that when I'm watching the games, I'll invest some time and I'll be like, I'm gonna see a goal, and then I'll leave and I'll like get up, use the restroom, whatever. I'm missing goals.
Okay, so until my brother left the room to go get me the crab ring, so I didn't know until this morning that was a 1-0 game.
Wow.
And it was supposed to be one of the better games. And I was talking to Patrick Harris, who hosts a show before this, and he was saying that it was not a very good game.
Interesting.
And the goal, Casey, did you happen to catch the Mexico goal against Korea?
No, I did not.
The Korean goaltender comes out, high points the ball, catches it, and then as he's coming down to lands on one of his own players, drops the ball, and a Mexican player kicks a little lob shot over his head. That's the one World Cup goal that I have seen, and it was not the most exciting of goals. They showed it from every angle, and guess what? Pretty dull from every single angle. So I was like, I'm out of here, guys. And they're like, no, it's pretty good. I'm like, the 5 minutes I watched. Yeah. So I have not invested much time. I do love the stories of what's going on. I heard that Seattle was on fire with the crowd and the atmosphere. Everything around the stadium was supposed to be unbelievable. Very cool for all of that.
Yeah.
This show, I think Casey is with me on this. We are happy to jump on the bandwagon. If USA makes a run, count me in.
Yeah.
But just don't. You can use all the seats for now. Just save me room on the bandwagon at the end. I will be one of those. That's all I'm going to do.
And I'm the same way. I like that it's electric, and I like that everyone, so many people are invested in it. I kind of like it more than the Olympics because I at least I know one thing is happening.
Yeah.
I
don't know. That's interesting. I haven't thought of it as a comparison between the Olympics. The Olympics, it's always a story.
Yeah.
It's like this person decided that they were going to sled down a hill
yeah.
on their face in a leotard, and then they have to explain the sport while they do it. Like skeletons started, and then you're like, okay, what exactly are we doing? We're cross country skiing and we're shooting at the same time, and
they were a substitute teacher for the blind.
Well,
like
sure,
it was
and if somebody this is the first time an American woman has ever medaled in this. Now you're like, yeah,
right.
Norway kicked everybody's ass in it. So I think I'll lean toward. There's so many different ways to tell stories, especially in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna go Olympics, but the frenzy is unmatched. But I don't think they've done this where it's not just LA hosting or Boston hosting. It's the US. So I think that's where it's different. Qatar is the size of Delaware, and they hosted it last time.
Yeah.
So this feels very different to me, where I think they're trying something new. I think the next one is like Portugal, Spain, and Morocco.
Oh, cool.
So I think the idea of spreading it out gives everybody the opportunity to, go and see America. The Scots were the Tartan army, drank Boston out of all their beer, and now they're like making this pilgrimage down the coast to Miami for their next game. That's kind of cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm also I love this idea that it's in the U.S. this year. It's like, where is it? Just Delaware.
Anytime I think of Delaware, I don't know if you and I are close enough to the same age, but I just immediately go back to Wayne's World and it's like, we're in Delaware, and just that one line where it's like,
no, I had to make a training video for my one of my jobs in comedy is like consulting venues, and I have to make these training videos, and I made a Delaware joke in it yesterday.
I'm sorry, you have to make training videos for venues for stand-up comedy.
Yeah, so they know how to kind of help us prep and prepare for shows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fascinated by this. You and I are going to talk a lot more about this offline. I don't think everybody needs to hear about this, but I did a show last summer at a venue that had never done stand-up comedy that I know of, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, how'd the set go? I go, as well as it could have. And they're like, oh, what went wrong? All the things.
Yeah, it was in a Home Depot.
It was actually at a concert venue. It was at it was at the Roseland. I mean, people that listen know. But the Roseland they just lined up a bunch of chairs off of a very high stage, left the house lights on in the back. You could hear all of the bartenders who had clearly lost a good chunk of their hearing because all they do is rock concerts. Yeah, what are you gonna have for a drink? Does she want something? You're like, just maybe,
Yeah.
maybe while the show is going on, while the talking part is happening, maybe we just,
Yeah.
lower the volume a little bit.
They need the training video.
They need the training video. I want to see one of these training videos. That is fantastic. So what is your intake on the World Cup? You said you had some insights on the World Cup you wanted to look at.
I think it's icons, like today we should be, celebrating Messi a little bit.
What did he do today? I know they were playing today.
He has a game today, and
They already played?
Yep, he scored twice.
That's all.
So now he is the single FIFA World Cup goal scorer leader.
That's
in world history.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's
Okay.
what we're celebrating.
I love that you're celebrating it. You're like, yeah, I think he plays today. Thank you for that.
But I just woke up, so it's like there's no way he's played today.
Oh yeah, just done and over. Scored twice. I knew that. Sure.
But he's going to be 39 this week.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What a great ambassador for the sport. And meanwhile, Ronaldo, from what I've seen, isn't playing well at all. And he's not. They're close to the same age. Ronaldo's 41.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Messi's performance is pretty incredible right now.
Well, I don't understand how you have one guy dominate a sport. When I watch it, like you said, you try to watch these big chunks of the game.
Yeah, looking at an acre of land.
Nothing, and it's not even like a specified dimension. They're like, it needs to be roughly this by roughly that, which that is insane to me too. But yeah, you're playing on at least an acre. You've got 22 people out there, and then you have this tiny little Argentinian who just dominates the game. And in as much of a fashion as you can. It is. I wish I understood the beautiful game. I do not. I will not pretend to. But you're right. And the longevity that athletes have if they choose to. I mean, you can look at basketball and LeBron James and what Tom Brady did. And, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, right, Casey? Who loves the Steelers? Let's go.
Yes, sir.
So, if you decide that you're going to take advantage of all of the medical advancements that are out there, guys are spending millions of dollars on just wellness and the right, taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
But at some point, you would think that everybody would still catch up. There would be an advantage to being 26 over being 39, no matter what generation you're in, but yet here it is. So,
Totally.
Yeah, it is absolutely bizarre. You said you've been paying close attention to the NBA offseason. I have to admit that I have not.
I mean, close might be an overstatement, but certainly looking at the draft coming up.
Well, let's do this then. Let's take a quick break.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have you fill me in because the Blazers have no picks.
Mm-hmm.
So I honestly, oh cool, what's going on with the draft? Not the Blazers. That's what I can tell you. So let's figure out what you expect from the draft. We're off tomorrow. We'll be at Langdon Farms all day for the Fan Golf Classic. So the next segment, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, will be all the draft insight you will need, and you can skip tomorrow too. Then we'll get it from James Hardenfeld, and we'll do that next. It is Happy Hour, bonus hour on 105.1 The Fan.
The biggest.
If you ever miss Jerry Springer, just keep an eye out for Ricky Winters, the alter ego of our guest sitting in with us for the bonus hour, James Hartenfeld. Stand up all over Portland, all over the West Coast. If you want to go and check out any of his shows, what shows do you have coming up that people can jump on if they want to see your comedy styling?
Yeah, if you're in Southwest this week, we've got Level Beer in Multnomah Village on Thursday. Then we've got Comedy in the Park back in Lowellhurst Park. There's like thousands of people at that show.
We had Jeremiah Coughlin on last week. He said he had just done his show out at the park. Are you a part of that setup, or did you do the training video on how to do comedy in a park?
I had that's a big venue there, and I didn't have to help plan that at all. I just do it every summer. I do a spot every summer.
Gotcha.
So I'm in that rotation. It is a blast. There's nothing else really like it.
Yeah, Jeremiah was saying it's weird to, have a joke not land and then just hear a lone dog barking in the distance. So it's fairly unique.
It's also, it's funny that it's also kind of not awesome because it's not this enclosed space with a lot of like gel to the audience. It's just sprawling openness.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
And then back in Southwest on Saturday at Cooper Mountain, and that'll be a lot of fun.
All right, so check it out. What are your handles on social media if people want to find you?
Just the last name, Hartenfeld, exactly how that sounds, HARTNFELD.
Okay, well, go and check it out. You said you've been paying attention and enjoying the NBA offseason. I'll be honest, I kind of got caught up in all of the Knicks hype, and that was awesome. I mean, having anybody beat the Spurs was going to be good for me anyways, but having OKC beat them and then go on to win their second championship would not have been nearly as satisfying. But then you get caught up in that Knicks story and all the guys from Villanova and 53 years and all the celebrities in New York City, and all of it was great.
Yeah.
With the Blazers not really having any picks in the draft, I've paid very little attention to it.
Sure.
I hate getting caught up in the idea of like so-and-so said this and this might happen and Giannis might go here and all of the rumor mill. We'll have plenty of time to talk about whatever happens when it happens.
Yeah.
They say Giannis is going to get traded before the draft.
Yeah.
Tick, tick.
It's like sports Love Island.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. You're not. I mean, I don't watch Love Island, but
everybody's pulling Giannis for a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spencer, right? He's watching Love Island.
Casey, are you on Love Island?
Oh yeah, very much.
Well,
I'm all caught up.
I don't know who did it, but didn't somebody vote which fan personalities need to go on Love Island, and that was you, right?
Yeah, I think it was me and Joe Fisher.
Oh, you? Oh, there you go. So what are your favorite storylines going into tomorrow's draft? And because you're a Pacers guy, where do they sit? They had a terrible year with no Tyrese
intentionally,
Halliburton.
an intentionally terrible year, and lost their first round pick.
Oh, they did. Congratulations to the Indiana Pacers.
Zubac.
Yeah,
love Zubac.
Exactly.
Big Zoo.
We're gonna have a great season. We're gonna
another one right back to the finals.
We
this year, right?
basically have to have a great season to justify any of our actions over the last year. But the way our season wrapped up, losing that pick and then watching the Knicks win a final, and I should love that Knicks team. I love those archetypes of players. I love those builds, scrappy, a lot of gel to that team. I should love that team, but I was so mad. I was so mad.
Yeah.
I just can't celebrate that, and I dislike their fan base so much. And,
sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess that would be the number one rival, right? It's not the Bulls. It's gotta be.
It's the Knicks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's the Knicks. I've never rooted for the Spurs so hard. Like it had brought back those '99 feelings, those 4-point play feelings. And just a lot of trauma, a lot of Pacer trauma. So going into this offseason, I kind of just want to see everyone tear each other down.
Okay.
I want all these guys to be busts. Like
just the entire draft to be busts. So
yeah.
I know DeBonsta at the top out of BYU is probably the number one guy.
We wanted him so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted him so bad, and I hope he just doesn't pan out.
A lot of people saying Darren Peterson out of Kansas will be the number one pick.
Oh.
And a lot of controversy there, too, to Darren. Like, how I don't know what his workouts have really looked like. I don't know how he's looked, playing, since their seasons have ended. And he definitely doesn't want to. It's weird to want to be on the Wizards so bad too.
So just he's anti-Utah.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go to Utah. He wants to be he wants to be a Wizard, and I've never understood that because Utah is such a good place to develop your skills and to play a lot of basketball in a program that is relatively nurturing. Where if you go to the Wizards, you're probably going to get hurt,
well,
or become a bad person. I don't know.
Or it could be both.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because you look at the idea that the draft is the end all be all for all these teams, and I mean, go back through all the champions that we've seen recently. I mean, the Celtics did, win a championship, I think primarily through the draft, you could say, but they also, traded for a lot of their support cast that was around Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And so, but they required 2 lottery picks to pan out for them to get a championship. And they did it just before they get a major injury. But Tyrese Halliburton was not a heralded pick by the Pacers. He started elsewhere, right? And then came in.
Super low stock.
Jalen Brunson obviously was, famously left Dallas to go to New York. You had, Wemby, of course, is the end-all, be-all of draft picks. Who knows if they'll make it back there? SGA was a Clipper, and they're like, oh, we'll just throw this guy in so we can get Paul George. So it's funny. I mean, do either of these guys, and Casey, you can chime in too because I know you're a big DeBonsta fan. Either of these guys changing the fortunes of the franchise to draft him?
Not necessarily. I think changing the franchise, but these are guys that in basketball, it's more, I guess, impactful for single players to have a single impact on the game, on the team, this, that, and the other. This draft class, I think, is really important in terms of there's a lot of talent here. You just don't want to miss out on one of these guys.
And how deep does that talent go?
I think around 5 picks.
Oh, that's not that deep. So it's
again, this is a one where you've gotten comparisons to the 03 draft, where who went in the 03 draft? LeBron, Darko Milicic, Carmelo, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh.
So don't take Darko. Who's the Darko? Who's the LeBron, though? Is there a LeBron in this? Is DeBonsta?
That was my biggest question. I don't know who the Darko is. Could it be Cam Boozer if injuries happen to get him? Could it be Caleb Wilson?
Was Darko injuries, or was he just terrible though? Like he wasn't ready for prime time. The way I remember it. I mean, I could be wrong, but it felt like it was never like, oh, he never hit his ceiling. It was just he wasn't very good.
And they put a ton of pressure on him too. I watched probably like a short, maybe like secret base doc on him, and it was really fascinating.
Yeah,
like, he had an emotional roller coaster in the NBA for sure, and he was in the NBA for a long time too.
He really? Yeah,
which is hard.
You kind of forget about that.
Yeah, he is
from 03 to 2013.
Yeah.
And he averaged less than 2 points for his first 3 years of his career.
Yeah.
1.5, 1.8, 1.4.
Yeah. Well, and that was a team. That was because that was the Pistons, right? Isn't that who drafted him? And then they end up going on and winning championships despite him, or a championship. But it's I don't know. The idea of the NBA is always fascinating to me because I think it's the easiest one to play armchair GM. Because there's fewer players, you don't have to worry about line changes or offense and defense, and you don't have to worry. It's 5 guys on the court generally. Mm-hmm. If you can go 8 deep, you have a team that can go out and win a championship. So it feels really easy. But other than this last 8-year stretch, there's not a lot of times where it's not between 4 or 5 teams that can win a championship. Mm-hmm. And I think we all have this idea of we know exactly how to construct it. But at the end of the day, I think it's probably the hardest because of that, because one personality can throw things off. I mean, talk about the off season this year. What are the Grizzlies going to do? They had their guy. What are the Bucks going to do? They had their guy and had a championship, but those franchises are absolutely in the toilet. Their stars want out. They want their stars out, and they're ready to move on from guys that were going to be franchise for 2 decades. And now they're mashing the reset button, hoping they can find somebody. Apparently, the Bucks want to you need to take Kyle Kuzma as part of a Giannis trade. What the hell is actually going on, James?
I think that's overdue. Honestly, shipping Kuzma is overdue.
Yeah, but who? Yes, but who in their right mind wants to take a $20 million Kyle Kuzma and give up whatever they have to give up for Giannis? I mean, I think people are willing to mortgage their draft for the next. I don't know what do you have to do? You can do up to 3 picks every other year. Fine, take them all. I'll take Giannis. No. You need to take this guy too and his $20 million. Really?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to figure out something for Kuzma also.
Well, yeah, can't you just cut him? Just take the money. I mean, look,
it's there, yeah.
If the Denver Broncos can take all that dead money from Russell Wilson and still make it to an AFC Championship game, and if their quarterback stays healthy, probably a Super Bowl, like, if you want to move on, just move on.
Are we comparing Russell Wilson to Kyle Kuzma?
Exactly.
I am saying the dead money for Kyle Kuzma versus the dead money is in a different league. Am I right? So just take your lumps. If you don't want him, cut him and move on. It's a more important position.
Dead money in the NBA hits a lot differently than dead money in the NFL.
That's well said.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but trying to find somebody that wants to give you everything you want for Giannis and take that, why throw that into the mix?
53-man roster versus a 13-man roster.
Again.
So the single impact of that dead cap is just going to outweigh probably anything that you're looking for.
So would you take a flyer on a Giannis Kuzma package?
Yeah, why not? It's Giannis. It's Giannis.
That's how impactful
I could get a
Giannis
ring
is.
possibly next year.
But if you're Milwaukee, keeping Kyle Kuzma is probably exactly what you want, right? You're going to get all of this draft capital because you're probably not trading. There's no equivalent in trading Giannis for player capital. Right? So you're not going to get anybody there. You have to fill out your roster and pay somebody something. Why not have a team led by Kyle Kuzma? That'll put you at the top of the draft for the next 4 or 5 years, wouldn't it?
Well, what did that do for the Washington Wizards?
Was he too good for the Wizards?
Well, the Washington Wizards are the reason why they're in the Darren Peterson spot or the AJ DeBonsa spot at pick 2 that they have now. It's because they had Kyle Kuzma on that roster and then optioned him up to Milwaukee.
Who's the going to be the star out of this draft if you had to pick somebody right now?
I want to say it's Darius Acuff. I want to say it's no one in the top 5. I want to say Darius Acuff is going to be the dog in the fight.
James, you got a different answer?
I think it's AJ.
DeBonsa.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got one for DeBonsa, one for Acuff. All right. Where does Giannis land? Where does he end up? Does he stay in Milwaukee? Does he get traded? Are we going to see Giannis Antetokounmpo traded this week, today, tomorrow, before the draft?
I think he ends up in Boston.
Yeah,
Boston.
I think Boston's got the best options for Milwaukee to take, and Miami just doesn't have any pieces. So
okay, and you say 3-team trade.
It's
Does
supposed to be a
Jaylen
3-team
Brown
deal.
end up? Where does he end up?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who that third team is yet, but that's supposed to be the move because Milwaukee doesn't want Jaylen.
Okay.
So I'm not sure who that third team is yet, though.
So you're both on Boston for Giannis. Does Portland?
I think we're both in that. Whoever that third team is, that third team's going to get a lot better. But yeah, this is probably just between Milwaukee and Boston.
Okay. Does Portland do anything for us to talk about when we get back on the air on Wednesday? So between now and when we crack the mics at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, have the Blazers done anything of substance?
I wouldn't be surprised if they traded up into the second round. Just go get a piece, go get someone off that just plays a really important bench role. That way you're not missing out on the free agency frenzy that's kind of going on this offseason.
So they're just going to make a trade for somebody that has potential.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a move.
Part of me wants to say no, they're not going to do anything, but they should at least do that.
All right.
They have some capital to do that.
All right. Well, my crystal ball is it's all black. I have no idea what's going to happen with it. And the NBA offseason is one of the wackier ones. And I think trying to make guesses are absolutely insane. For every time I've thought that somebody was going to be a stud coming up and how many times they have not been, how often you have a guy that ends up in a place and you're like, this is going to change this team's future. The Luka Trae Young trade on draft night, then Luka ends up being the guy and somehow ends up as a Los Angeles Laker. The future of the NBA is always, I think, the most difficult to predict and feels like the easiest.
And who's the guy that Dallas drafted in the second round?
Jalen
Brunson.
That's right. Then that was the same draft.
Same draft.
Crazy.
33rd pick.
And Dallas has how many championships to show for drafting Luka and Jalen Brunson? 0. It's just
Yep. They lost in the finals, but
they did no, they made it to a final, yes, but Brunson wasn't on the finals team.
no, I believe he was
in
New York at that point.
Yeah, so dude, I've genuinely no idea, but it'll be fun to see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully the Blazers do something, gives us something to talk about. James will stick around for a couple more. James Hartenfeld, comedian. Go and check him out. Go to Hartenfeld on Instagram. See where he's playing. But first, we need to walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what's going on.
First on the Fan, well, the MLB has released their update of the AL and NL All-Star voting. You want to take some guesses at see who leads the AL in All-Star voting?
Yordan Alvarez, last time I checked, was leading the voting. Has it switched?
Well, now second baseman for the Toronto Blue Jays, Ernie Clement, is now leading the All-Star voting with over 2 million votes.
Nobody at the beginning of last season ends up having a postseason for the ages, and now the leading vote getter is Ernie Clement.
The leading vote getter. He's hitting .292 with an on-base percentage of .311, but he has over 2 million votes. The second closest in the AL, Yordan Alvarez, 1.974 million.
Yordan is absolutely insane, and I guess if you have all of Canada voting for you, even Vlad Jr. was saying how surprised he was that he was leading first baseman in votes. So I think this is just a push from all those Canadians, both staying up north and across the U.S. voting for them. So that's my guess.
But some Yankees and some Mariners for us, because I know that we're so
Please,
interested.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, what about your White Sox? Is Murakami on that?
Oh, we'll get there. Cal Raleigh, he's in 6th in the catchers voting with 350,000 votes. You have Josh Naylor. He's 7th on the list for first baseman. For second baseman, Jazz Chisholm, Travis Bazzana.
Where is Cole Young at second base? Cole Young. Okay, thank you.
Make up the list.
Thank you. What's he, third?
Cole Young is 8th.
8th? Wait.
Goes Ernie Clement,
Cal
Ezekiel Duran.
Cal Raleigh has barely played, and when he did, he was awful. He's 6th in voting. Cole Young has been awesome all year. He's one of the best defensive-rated second basemen, and he's been just absolutely crushing it, and he's 8th.
He's got about 200,000 less votes than Jazz Chisholm.
Baseball fans are lagging behind on what's actually going on. Go ahead.
Brendan Donovan, he's 6th in third baseman votes.
Not playing at all, and was bad at third base when he did play.
J.P. Crawford is 10th on the list in shortstop votes.
And now he's a third baseman.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And then finishing up your Mariners, your DHs as Dominic Canzone. He gets just under 200,000 votes. But making up the Yankees, Cody Bellinger, Aaron Judge, Jose Caballero makes the list.
No votes for Randy Arozarena hitting 300 and playing like a beast out in left field.
Randy Arozarena, he's 6th on the list in outfield, right below Julio Rodriguez.
Okay, there you go. All right.
And my favorite of the list, first baseman, 3rd on the list behind Ben Rice and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Munetaka Murakami. And for more sports scores and stories in 60 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks.
All right, I feel like we settled absolutely nothing in the last segment. The future of the NBA is as unclear to me as it has ever been, but Casey and our guest, James Hartenfeld, tried to steer me in the right direction. I doubt any of your predictions will come true, but I appreciate you guys trying. We'll see what happens as we move closer to the NBA draft. Again, tomorrow, we're out all day. All of the fan hosts will be hanging out at Langdon Farms for the Fan Golf Classic. This is a 12th annual. It's presented by Toyota. The foursomes are already sold out. I'm sorry, but we'll do it again next year, so don't worry about that. I do want to thank all the sponsors. Victorico is taking care of the pre-round food. Matt's Barbecue will be feeding everyone after their round. The infamous Sixth Hole will be brought to you by Angels Envy Bourbon. That's where all the hosts are going to be hanging out. Fan Golf Classic presented by Toyota. It's also brought to you by Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson and Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Mastro de Bell Tequila, Laura Horse Market, Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, Alegal Mezcal, Pub Beer, cheap fun, Apex Golf Club, and Window Nation. If you missed it this year, join us next year, but that is tomorrow, June 23rd. Should be a blast. So the draft will be happening as we do that. One of the things that we were talking about in the break, James and I, is there's so many options for sports this summer, and trying to follow just what's going on in Portland. There's a new softball league that is happening. They just played their first homestand. You have the Thorns. Well, when we're not playing World Cup, you have the Thorns, you have the Timber, you have the Fire that are playing now. You've got the Hillsborough Hops, you've got the Portland Pickles, and James, you said you just hit the red button, or the button there that says on. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Casey. James, you just said you went to your first Pickles game yesterday or this morning?
Yeah, yesterday. As of yesterday, I had never been to a Pickles game, and then in the evening, I went to my very first
last
one.
Night. Okay.
Yeah, I went to my very first one last night. They had a doubleheader, so we caught the evening game, and it was a great time. I'm pretty disconnected from baseball. Like, in the fall, I want to watch the playoffs, I want to watch the World Series, but like in the summer, I'm not really paying attention to much, and it was a great excuse to go out and watch some baseball. It was a very good time. It just felt like a big family event.
Yeah.
I had a blast. I had a great time.
And
Jeremiah was there. Jeremiah's killing it.
Yeah.
For like 4 hours.
Well, he takes the entire summer off just to hang out with the Pickles, which I absolutely love him for. And he is a great ambassador for them. I have not made it out to a game. He invited me, but I was out of town this weekend. But somebody was telling me, somebody in the office went to the game and was saying that just the entertainment value, baseball's good, but the entertainment value just absolutely awesome. They're doing like ice bath challenges or whatever it was.
It was a wet t-shirt contest.
Oh, there you go.
But it was Father's Day, so it was for dads.
As it should be.
And it was electric. Yeah, it was absolutely electric. I was in a mustache contest.
How'd you do?
I like to think I got third. I definitely didn't win, but
bronze medal mustache.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have Dylan's racing people out there. There was a dad parade. They did this thing where they tied a string around like a bunch of dads' waists, and then they put a pickle at the end of the string, and they had to like swing their hips to swing the pickle up into their mouth. If that makes sense.
No, not at all.
All right.
I think I can picture
I tried
it.
my best.
No, you're good. So it's swinging between their legs, and they're trying to swing it up and catch it in their mouth.
Yeah, like a pendulum.
That sounds like a blast.
It was electric. And
let me ask you a question. Do you have any idea who won the baseball game?
Only because I saw Jeremiah interviewing. I didn't think the Pickles were going to win. They had to dig their way back. They won. They came back and they won that game.
Nice.
It was crazy. Yeah.
So you just recently got to work with Travel Portland on some promotional stuff for the Portland Fire. Mm-hmm. What's it been like working with the Fire and Travel Portland to kind of get that? I mean, the enthusiasm. I went to the opening game for the Fire, and the crowd was as enthusiastic as they could be for the team, but there was this certain feeling that I had that a lot of people had never been to Moda Center. People bringing like full backpacks and had no idea that they couldn't bring in their own, entertainment or whatever it was. The bag check line was the longest I had ever seen for any event that I'd ever been to at Moda. They had genuinely just like, there was a group behind me. I already told this story, but the kids were being explained what the wave is. And the moms, sometimes at sporting events, they do this to get it. And the kids are like, well, this is very satisfying. It was one of the funniest things that I ever heard, because the WNBA is not only bringing in new fans that are WNBA fans, but new fans to sports. So what was it like working with the Fire and Travel Portland, and what's the way that this is being sold out to Portland and beyond?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'll agree with all those observations. Like a lot of new fans to sports were at that game, and it was really cool because I don't know, it was just they had like fun chants for all the players that you don't get at Blazer games and stuff like that. And they really cared about the team and the players. And that was really cool. The Travel Portland side of it, I just get to pair up with Brandon Lyons, who just blew up reviewing donuts in the city. Great comic, great athlete, actually. He kicked my butt in the batting cages at the Pickles game yesterday. And so I get to help him make these videos. He's like the personality on the videos, and I just like shoot them and I help him make them.
Gotcha.
And I get to go to the events. So
Nice.
it's like, it's so fun. So we go to this Fire game, and they immediately bump us up to courtside seats, all we can eat, all we can drink. And I've never gotten that at a Blazer game. That's just great hospitality.
Yeah.
And I've never been on the court either. So that was really cool to like touch the court. And they have all the pyrotechnics and everything going off. So the production's really good. And it's just great basketball too. It was a really good game. It came down to the wire.
Very cool. So have you been back to any games since then? Have you been following the team? Because that's one of the things too, is as you watch the Fire, I think everybody expected expansion team. They'll just tank, try to get as high up in the draft as they can. This gal Juju out of USC is going to dominate from day one, as expected. But they're playing really competitive basketball, it feels like.
They are. Yeah, they're not in the top half of their division, but they're fighting for sure, and they're kind of with that range of like pretty average WNBA teams right now. But they're playing good basketball, and they're going to be pretty good, I think.
Yeah. Do you want to make a plea? We've got one more segment here before we get to our normal things. Do you want to just catch anybody out there that's listening to sports radio and give them a reason, one, to go and talk to their city council about getting everything passed that they can for this Blazers, arena upgrade, and then to go see your stand-up comedy? Can you do those two things for me next?
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of pressure.
I know. It
Right
really is.
now
I need
or
you,
next?
We'll do it next. I'm
Okay.
going to give you a little bit of time. I need you
Okay.
to save the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
And then tell people why they need to see your stand-up comedy.
Yeah, we can
is
do
that.
that.
Is that not too big of an ask?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Those are the two things that we'll do with James Hartenfeld. We'll do it next. You're listening to Happy Hour, Bonus Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have James Hartenfeld with us for just this last segment. We are doing bonus hours all the way up until August 1st when Duck Insider returns to us, so maybe we'll have to have you back on if there's sports stories that you're keeping an eye on. But I think the biggest thing in Portland right now, everybody hates our new owner. They're upset with the team because they're probably not going to do anything between now and Wednesday, so the draft won't make an impact. But the biggest thing on everybody's brain is how do we get this city to pay the money that is necessary to renovate Moda Center so that we can keep the Portland Trailblazers. James, what's your plea to the city?
I hate to say it, guys, but we really need this one. I worked at Moda Center. It was one of my first jobs when I moved into Portland, and that place is falling apart, you guys. It is not in good condition at all, and we really need these upgrades. It smells awful, and the whole bottom level smells crazy. People don't know that.
Oh, they don't. Yeah.
The seats aren't even locking down. After the Fire game, a row of seats actually fell over. Huge safety hazard.
Yeah.
It just needs a lot.
It's not quite the ceiling tiles at the Kingdome, but it's getting close.
It's getting there.
Yeah. So if you're a sports fan and you're anti-Blazers staying in Portland, hopefully that will convince you that you
think of the kids.
This is one of the more shocking things because they just did a survey, and if you didn't take part in that, shame on you. But they did a survey on Portland.gov, and you could fill in your answers of why you can save them. And I don't know what was worse, the arguments in favor of the Blazers or against. But you had like 200 characters to put on there. I'm like, guys, that's the best you can do. And some of them were just like, go Blazers. And I'm like, you forgot the L on Blazers. You capitalized no words. You put go Blazers. I just need a little bit more effort. So if there's anything you can do, I was reading through all of the city council members' stance, and I know a lot of it's not the money, but it's where the money is coming from. Oh, man, if Portland screws this thing up and can't figure out how to keep Moda Center Blazers or NBA approved, this will be absolutely insane. I have faith that everything will get done as it needs to because I think that cooler heads will prevail, realizing that it's not just for basketball. It's not paying for the suites, guys. It's not money going into Tom Dundon's pockets.
No.
This is getting the arena upgraded.
This is infrastructure.
Yeah.
It needs a lot. It needs a new staff. The staff there, when I was working there, they were stealing the TVs off the walls.
When did you work there?
I worked there in like 2014.
Yeah.
I'd wake up at like 5 and like go set up for events and stuff like that. I'd work the Winterhawk games. I'd be out there shoveling the ice from the Zamboni.
That's a sweet job.
Do
they need somebody that can ice skate to do that?
Apparently not.
I've always thought that. I was like, man, if I was a better skater, that'd be a fun job when I was like a kid. And then apparently you don't even need to do that.
I just had like these little like rubber band spikes on my shoes that were like falling off. Like they need it. They need this, guys. They need.
All right,
what's dangerous?
What are the shows coming up? Tell people where they can see you. I've seen your stand up, and I would say that it is not exactly what you're hearing on the radio. So how would you describe what your stand up will bring people other than pure joy?
If you like guys saying bad stuff and you think that's funny, that might be a nice reduction of what my comedy
guys saying bad stuff.
That's weird bad stuff. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good reduction. At the Comedy in the Park, I'll go clean for that.
When is that show? You mentioned that this week you're doing the shows in Southwest. Is Comedy in the Park this week?
So I have shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Comedy in the Park is the Friday show. That's free. At Laurelhurst Park, there's going to be, they say there's like 5,000 people there for those shows, and that seems to be true. Those are fantastic shows. There will be some big comics on that show for sure. So
and that's all ages. Just show up and get an earshot.
Yep, exactly.
Right. Well, fantastic. James Hartenfeld, I appreciate you stopping by. And as we get closer to football season and your Colts, we'll try to figure out what the hell they're actually going to do. I can't believe that Daniel Jones might be ready for week 1. That seems insane to me, but it's a wild thing. So I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll catch up soon.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right, fantastic. We will get into the normal shenanigans that are happy hour. We'll do it next on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Michigan basketball coach Dusty May is finalizing a deal to become the head coach for the Dallas Mavericks. May led Michigan to a 64-13 record over 2 seasons, leading them to a national title in 2026. He will become the first college head coach to take an NBA position since John Belaine took a job with the Cavs in 2019. And according to Adam Schefter, Michigan is currently working toward hiring Mike Boynton Jr. as the interim head coach. Some more NBA news for you as Trae Young intends to sign a 4-year, $212 million deal with the Washington Wizards. Young's deal does come with a player option after year 4 as he was entering the final year of his contract. Over to the World Cup as we have 4 group stage matches for you today. Lionel Messi, he just became the men's all-time FIFA World Cup goal scorer as he posted his 2nd goal in a match as Argentina took down Austria 2-0. At 2 p.m., Kylian Mbappe and France will take on Iraq. At 5 p.m., Senegal and Norway will go head-to-head. And wrapping up our slate of World Cup matches today is Jordan taking on Algeria at 8 p.m. And finally, some NFL news for you if you missed it over the weekend, as the Tennessee Titans have reached an agreement with defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons on a 3-year, $100 million extension. Simmons posted a career high in sacks last season with 11, while leading all NFL interior defensive linemen in solo tackles, TFLs, sacks, and QB pressures. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom, call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the Fan Sports.
Hey, happy HVAC Tech Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. YouTubers, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening on the radio through 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, online at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or you ask your smart speaker, is the Fan doing live shows today? And this is what you got. Use the Fan text line, 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Use it to text, use it to chat, share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this, dear listeners. Have you ever been booed? Lowercase, would you rather be cheered or jeered? Would you rather be the hero or the villain?
That really depends, but I think I would rather be the hero.
Yeah?
I think I like the validation a lot more than I like the hate.
Would you rather win in front of a crowd that is booing you, or win, prove everybody wrong? You're all against me.
I would love to be the villain in a winning situation.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's what happened at the U.S. Open. Did you watch the final round at Shinnecock?
No, I didn't. I had my head around some porcelain yesterday.
Porcelain around your head.
Close enough.
You were in bad shape if your head was around the porcelain. That means you were missing. You want it to be firmly in the middle of the porcelain, I believe, is the objective. You had a rough day yesterday. Little
snuck
stomach
up
bug
on me out of nowhere.
Ugh, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah,
I'm alive.
You told me that this morning. One day, though, 24 hours, and you were good?
24 hours.
Well, if you missed it, man, the U.S. Open yesterday, so a historic lead going into the final round. Our friend Blowpig was out there just ripping it up. 3 straight 70s. He has a 6-stroke lead going in.
Such a great nickname.
Windham equals Blowpig. It is great. So he's out there, but they're out on Long Island, where New Yorkers famously forgiving for any of your transgressions that may have happened in the past. And here is your U.S. Open leader, who, of course, destroyed his locker at Oakmont last year. Don't worry, the locker was only 131 years old and is part of one of the more prestigious clubs anywhere. So, of course, the Long Islanders would have forgiven him for that. Not exactly. So they are cheering for his ball to go into the bunker. They are firmly behind Scotty Scheffler and Sam Burns and anybody else that is within striking distance of Wyndham Clark. But he held on, man. Despite the jeers, he was able to go out there and play well enough. Almost a historic collapse. Got within one stroke multiple times during the event, but was able to win by a single shot. Carded a 73 in the final round and is now a 2-time U.S. Open winner. So now, knowing all that, do you think differently of Wyndham Clark after that?
No, it makes me like him a little more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you think differently of him. Like last year, what a baby. Like, come on. We don't need any part of that. There was a weird interview, I think it was on Saturday though, with his sports psychologist. She was clearly rooting for him in a big way, but just saying all of the different things that they had gone through. It was the only reason it was a weird interview is because she was just like focused on the TV the whole time, watching every shot that he was about to take. So it was just kind of awkward. The woman's asking questions. She's like, "Yeah, no, he's great," and yeah, and then he makes a shot and she's cheering for it.
It's just like when they give all the parents the microphone on draft night, where it's just like
yeah, exactly.
Sure, I'm here for the festivities.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool, like, everybody against us, and the idea of getting behind Scotty to me is kind of boring. The idea of getting behind a guy like Sam Burns, who I think he ended up with a 69, maybe a 67. He played really well. He got within a stroke, but at least somebody chasing him down. I get that you can get behind, somebody that's charging to get their own. It would have been the career Grand Slam for Scheffler, so you can get behind that. But the idea that they just decided that they would go heavily against the favorite, but he becomes one of the first guys ever to go wire to wire and win the whole thing. So congratulations to Wyndham Clark. And the nicest day of the weekend was Sunday. So it was really just about him and the crowd. The wind had died down. There wasn't any of the fog delays or anything that we saw on Thursday. So a fun event for Father's Day. And then on top of that, apparently him and his dad had kind of a tough child. Like, they didn't get along great when he was a kid or whatever. His mom passed away, I want to say it said 2013. And they've been working on the relationship. He took the red eye from Denver to be there, and that was the first time that he'd watched his son win a championship. Was Father's Day for his second U.S. Open. So he kind of surprised him. Clark had no idea that his dad was there. So cool moment for Father's Day.
That's pretty cool.
A little bit better than vomiting in the toilet all day.
Oh, yeah.
But more importantly, you played some golf on Friday.
I did play some golf.
Let's talk about that. How'd that go?
It went pretty well.
Yeah?
Dirt ended up our winner.
Okay. This was you, Dirt and Sprague, and Joe Fish.
Yes, this was I was the fill-in for what was supposed to be the Cargo Shorts Classic.
Did you wear cargo shorts? Do you own cargo shorts?
I'm wearing cargo pants currently.
Oh, are you?
I don't think I own cargo shorts. I don't know why.
Cargo pants worse than?
You tell me.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. For some reason, having extra pockets is frowned upon in this day and age. Maybe they're making a comeback, though. I think if right now we're seeing a lot of 90s fashion, I feel like the early 2000s were the cargo shorts heyday. So I feel like they're probably on their way back. So if you've got cargo pants, I think you're safe. You're young enough that you'll be ready when they cycle back around. But right now, it's the big baggy jeans are kind of coming back into fashion. A lot of kids wearing Nirvana t-shirts and Pearl Jam and whatever else. I think cargo shorts are just around the corner.
I think so too.
Okay.
Well, Dirt was our winner, so we played high-lows. Me and Sprague versus Joe Fisher and Dirt.
Gotcha.
They kind of ran away with it.
Why did they not go Dirt and Sprague?
Well, we wanted to go Beavers versus Ducks.
Oh, that's right.
That was the big thing. And, well, the Ducks won, and I'm a little heated at myself.
That makes it that much worse. You said you didn't even realize that you were so close.
I didn't realize until, I think, maybe hole 15, after I had blown up on holes 12, 13, and 14. I look, and I think I was still within 5 strokes of Dirt.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait.
Ooh.
Oh. Playing a lot better than I thought I was.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, still a good game. Shot an 89, Dirt shot an 86. I can't remember what Sprague and Joe Fisher shot, but less than that or higher than that.
Heard it might have been triple digits.
I think it might have been for Sprague.
Okay.
Sprague had a few bad blow-ups.
Yeah, golf is not easy, and what I'm learning is once you get into coaching your kids and doing all of that, which I know Sprague does some basketball coaching, it gets a little bit harder to get out to the range and get some practice swings in, much harder to get midweek rounds in, much harder to get in weekend rounds. It's just flat out harder to play golf, and the less golf you play, I don't know if you know this, the worse golf you play. So,
I will fully agree with that one.
And the worst part is you go out there, the worst thing that happens, and this is why it's so good to see somebody being booed and having the crowd rooting against him. All they're really doing is matching what you probably think of yourself anyways. The worst thing that you can have in golf is confidence. And you go out there and you haven't played in a long time, you get up to that first tee box and you reach back and just rip a drive dead center. And then you feel like that's how the rest of the round is go, and then just watch it deteriorate because you have not taken any practice swings. You cannot get back on the rails. If you even slip off for a little bit, that's where it gets real ugly. So
that was my biggest nerve reaction of it all. Was I was just trying to make sure that I was holding my own because, again, as the fill-in, I don't want to be holding everyone up. I have to at least set somewhat of a standard.
Well, that and you want to get invited back to play with big time celebrities like Dirt and
Amen to
Sprague. So you could like go out there, you like play well, but don't play too well. Beat Sprague, but don't beat Dirt because he won't invite you back if you make him look bad.
Because if Dirt's hearing it now, I want my get back.
Okay.
I want my get back.
See, there you go. But you played well enough to get the invite back. You played smart enough that you didn't run away with it. And now the next time you can go out and shoot your 72 and make them feel dumb. So it's smart by the young guy to go out there and realize you don't want to make the old guys feel like they've lost a step.
I was very nervous on that first tee box because it could have gone anywhere. But the drives were good.
Plenty of room on the first at Stone Creek, right? You
yeah,
can get out there. You've got because what do you have? Is it the 18th fairways coming back, and you've got is it 9? You've got 2 fairways.
Yeah,
you've got 3 fairways
you have
to
3
play.
fairways you could play.
You're fine. That one's the least intimidating of what you got to deal with there. Because I think what is it the second where you've got water and the narrow and it gets a lot worse after the first. So I think you're safe there. Let's do some in case you missed it, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. In case you missed it, Colts quarterback Sauce Gardner just confirmed he's actually 24 years old, not 25 like the NFL had listed. People are shocked that the league can be wrong about a player's age. But honestly, I don't know the year of any of the sauces in my fridge. I couldn't tell you. Whoa, this barbecue sauce says best if used by 2016? That can't be good for you. Give it a smell, see if it's okay. It's probably just fine. A perfect guy to be wrong on the age. In case you missed it, there is a new snag in the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes. The Bucks are now demanding that any team trading for their franchise superstar must also agree to absorb Kyle Kuzma's massive contract. Front offices are incredibly frustrated, but honestly, they're looking at this all wrong. Has anybody tried calling Milwaukee to see if they could trade for Kyle Kuzma and get Giannis thrown in as a sweetener? Huh? Blazers, get smart about this. It's like the NBA equivalent of somebody trying to sell a pristine Ferrari by refusing to hand over the keys until you agree to adopt the drunk raccoon in the back seat. It's fine. He's drunk. He moves slow. No sudden movements. He's fine. In case you missed it, at the U.S. Open, 17-year-old amateur Miles Russell surprised his father by having him caddy the 18th hole at the U.S. Open on Father's Day. It was a very cool moment. Thanks for everything, Dad. Here, carry my bag. Apparently, Dad would have been in the bag all day, but he didn't finish mowing the lawn in time, so he ended up just getting... that had to have been a cool moment.
That's really cool.
Come on. If he was a better caddy, he'd really be out there, though. Come on, Dad. Be better. In case you missed it, the Boston Globe just took out a full-page ad thanking the Scotland Tartan Army for bringing joy and bagpipes to the city during the World Cup. The fans basically took over Boston for 2 weeks through parties at Fenway and literally drank local bars completely out of beer. It's a very cool story. Mostly because I had no idea that people still print physical newspapers. I thought that was... Next stop for the Tartan Army is Miami, which is bad news for Scottish fans because drinking Miami bars out of all their beer will cost them roughly $4.2 billion. A little higher priced down in the Sunshine State. And finally, in case you missed it, former U.S. goalie Tim Howard says it is, quote, literally impossible for the U.S. men's national team to win the World Cup, claiming they would need to play perfect soccer 3 times in a row to win the World Cup. This is not true. They can absolutely win. The U.S. just needs to catch fire, and the entire starting lineups for France, Argentina, and Spain need to simultaneously contract exploding diarrhea. That's all they have to do. Yeah, dang it. They need to catch whatever bug you had, Casey. Simultaneously contract? Why would I write that as a set? What's wrong with me? Actually, if you check Kalshi, that's actually not even true. The prediction markets are leading towards the USA's knockout opponents getting 3 a.m. fire alarms, then visa troubles, then the old itching powder in the jockstrap ahead of food poisoning. So that's actually the odds-on favorite are those old pranks. All right, thanks to our wonderful studio audience. At 2:30, we're going to play the fun game we call Tape Don't Lie. We have to listen back to the dumbest things that I said last week, and I'll try to defend myself, deny, or blame somebody else for me being an idiot. But right now, we need to get in some stories around the Northwest and beyond. The Mariners avoid a sweep. What else do we got here? The weather is going to turn very, very hot. And what on earth is going on what on earth has Keith Richards given up that will surprise you? What the great-great-grandfather is no longer doing is all of that is next in the Daily Buzz. You're listening to Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan is live on YouTube.
Well, new dad Logan Gilbert had himself a nice day. Struck out 8 over 6 1/3. The Mariners finally get a win against the stinking Red Sox. And rough weekend for your Seattle Mariners. And things got a little bit worse. I don't know why I have to report this every single freaking day, but somebody else is now hurt. Dominic Canzone, who has been absolutely on fire as of late, suffered a hamstring injury while legging out an RBI ground out, leaving him in day-to-day status. He had a home run, a diving catch, and like I said, over the last month has probably been the best hitter for the Mariners, and now he's out. Day-to-day, not great.
The Buzz.
Elsewhere for the Seattle Mariners, I don't know what you're going to do about this stupid pitching staff. Here's the problem. Every single player, you went through the all-star lineups in the break during the bonus hour. Everybody that you listed that's in all-star voting has missed a large chunk of time so far this season. The lineup
And or is going to miss time.
Yeah, the lineup has been scattered all over the place because you have had guys that are injured. Naylor has been out for a little bit. Cal was out for a full month after trying to play through an oblique injury that led to an over 38 streak. Julio hamstring. Randy Rosarena's on the IL. J.P. Crawford has been out. Canzone is now. Everybody has been out in this lineup. What you've had, other than the bullpen, is you've had great health in your pitching, which is, I should say, your starting pitching. The problem is you have too many starting pitchers, and you don't know what to do with it. You're doing this stupid piggyback. You have another great Bryce Miller outing where you have to put in, because it's his turn, have to put in Luis Castillo. You get the stupid loss on Friday, which sets you up for a weekend series loss to the lowly Red Sox.
Too many chefs in the kitchen.
Meanwhile, Cade Anderson has now extended his streak to 27 2/3 scoreless innings for Double-A Arkansas. He is absolutely lighting up. His ERA is down to 1.02. And you don't have a spot for a lefty in your rotation because you got 6 right-handers trying to fit into 5 spots already. Just put Luis Castillo in the bullpen. Let him be your long relief, leverage arm, whatever you want him to be. Just move him to the stinking bullpen. I know some feelings are going to be hurt for a weekend. Get over it. Figure out what you're going to do with him. I don't care if you move somebody else just to see what Cade Anderson has. He has barely given up any runs since going up. He had 1 blow-up outing. Other than that, he's been untouchable. They don't like to move guys up to AAA because it doesn't make a ton of sense because you're going to get a lot more veteran hitters that are just going to go up and steal a bunch of pitches from you. Trade somebody. Do something. You did this with Colt Emerson. We called for it a few weeks ago. He has been very good since being up. He's also been injured a couple times since being up because that's what happens to the Seattle Mariners. But don't let the guys playing well get in the way of somebody that could be the future of this team. Even just bring up Cade and put him in the bullpen. It's really starting to.
It helps when you have really good lefties in the pen.
Well, but you'd have the last left-handed starter you had was James freaking Paxton. Go out there and give this kid a chance. He's the MVP of the World Series a year and a half ago. Just put him up there. Just, can we? I guess it's a year ago. They're playing the finals right now. So last year, this time, the kid's winning the MVP for LSU in the College Baseball World Series. Then you draft him and just figure it out, idiots.
The Buzz.
All right, let's see. What else do we want to go to here? Did you see the softball team?
No, I did not.
Portland Cascade 5-game win streak with a 6-1 victory at Hillsborough Park. They took on, I don't know any of these teams in the league. They beat the Oklahoma City. Care to guess their mascot?
Is it some sort of tiger?
It is not. It is the Spark. They beat the Spark out at Hillsborough Park. Look at that. So another win for your softball team. I might have a beat on an insider for the softball team. Want to get in on some of that action?
Hit me with it.
All right, we'll set it up for a future show. I know somebody that's out of the ballpark, keeping an eye on what's going on with the softball team. We'll get that all figured out for you in the weeks to come. That's what the bonus hour is for, right?
The Buzz.
All right, so the U.S. Nationals team has officially won Group D. Congratulations, the men's national team. I know Tim Howard says they have no chance of winning this thing, but they can go out and coast through their final match. They beat Australia 2-0 on Friday. I did not tune in for a ton of this, but I have not heard an ill word said about the city of Seattle, about the host nation, about the visitors. The camaraderie, the whole setting, I guess, was just electric, and the frenzy when the U.S. scored goals was fantastic. So, hey, I'm ready to jump on that bandwagon once we start winning some knockout matches. But so far, so good for the U.S. team, and they did it without Pulisic, who is by far their best player.
Yeah, by far.
Not even close.
I haven't even seen any negative talking about the hydration breaks.
Oh, we've moved on from
Again,
the hydration
they can just be
break.
ignored.
Well, perfect. Well, hey, I am all for it. Go and keep winning games, and we will keep riding that wave.
The Buzz.
Oh, did you see the catch that Colby Thomas made?
Yeah, I did.
That looked so painful. So A's right fielder going back on a play makes the leap just as he goes onto the warning track and lands like mid-back. Looked like it was about to split him in half, but ends up holding on to the ball. Now, did you happen to see who he did that against?
No, I didn't.
Joe Adell. That's karma, son. I don't know if you remember a Mariners
What
game.
goes around comes around.
Mariners game earlier this season, Joe Adell robbed 3 home runs in one game against the Mariners. It wasn't the Mariners getting retribution for that, but the A's are one of those teams to keep an eye on. I saw a stat that the A's have won more come from behind games than anybody else in the American League. They have won 21 comeback games this season. That is the best in the American League. Would
How
you
many
care
does
to guess?
Chicago have in the NL? Because that would be my guess for the team.
Okay, so for the Cubs, let's see, the Chicago White Sox in the American League, 19, so only a couple back.
Shout out my
The
Southsiders.
Chicago Cubs have only 17. But here's the difference for the Cubs is if you go to the 9th inning comebacks, that is where the Cubs are number 1. 6 of those have come in the 9th inning or better. There are 4 teams that have 4 such 9th inning come from behind wins. The Padres, the Reds, the Phillies, and the Texas Rangers.
Did you say that there was any team in the NL that had more than 20 come behind
yeah.
wins?
Would you care to guess who that might be? There are 3 teams ahead of the Athletics, 26, 25, and 23 respectively.
I'm going to guess the Cardinals.
No, it is the Dodgers with 23, the Braves with 25, and the Arizona Diamondbacks with 26 come from behind victories. Only one of those in the 9th inning. The cool thing was when I pulled this up, I also got a chance to look at the most blown leads. This is where your Seattle Mariners really, really stink. They have 13 comeback wins this season. They have 20 blown leads. They have blown 4 9th inning leads with only 1 9th inning comeback. So if you would like to know why your Mariners stink, that is one of the few indicators. Luckily for them, they are in the same division with the Los Angeles Angels, who have blown 7 9th inning leads. They're in a division with the A's, who have blown 6 9th inning leads. So they have 4 comebacks, and they've lost those. And the Rangers, where do they sit? The Rangers, they just stink. So you are doing pretty well if you are the A's on comebacks, but you're also dropping a lot of games that you have the lead in the 9th. So just kind of an up and down season for a very young baseball team. Let's get to this. Let's see.
The Buzz.
It's going to be hot, man. Tomorrow, it's looking at mid-90s. If you're going to come out to the Fan Golf Classic, just stay hydrated. That's all we ask. But whatever you're doing around town, make sure you're checking on anybody that you're worried about with heat, and check on all those people and do what you need to be ready for another heat wave coming through. And we'll do 2 more here very quickly. Serena has a wild card entry to play singles at Wimbledon. Her and Venus will be playing doubles. She will be the wild card entry at 44 years old. The 23-time Grand Slam singles champion will be back out at Wimbledon, where she has 7 trophies at that venue. And finally, we'll wrap it up with our friend Keith Richards, at 82 years young, has said that he has given up the nasty habit of smoking cigarettes. He's still smoking plenty of weed. He didn't say anything that he's done with heroin. He actually made a joke about it, saying that I still smoke a lot of weed, so yeah, it's only a ton of heroin a day now, he said jokingly. And he said that he just wants to spend time with his great grandkids. So if ever there was a fountain of youth, Keith Richards has stumbled upon it.
Except for he looks like he drank out of the wrong cup.
What? Hey, he's 82. And he's lived a rock and roll lifestyle. Whatever he's doing, I think he could do a lot worse than figuring out the path that he has been on. He probably should have died 100 times or 82 times, once for every year that he's been alive. So how he's done it, God knows. But here he is, giving up cigarettes at this advanced age. And he said, because it's a childish habit. Okay. Thanks for that. We're going to play the fun game, Tape Don't Lie. Casey's made some selections of dumb things that I said last week. I cannot wait to hear them. We'll do it after we walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what I missed.
First on the Fan, a day after he learned his sons would become teammates in the NHL, Patriarch, nicknamed Walt Tkachuk, became part of the Player Hall of Fame class that includes Patrice Bergeron, who won the Stanley Cup back in 2011. Again, the father of the Tkachuks. The day after he finds out his sons are going to be playing together
For the Panthers.
Yep. Just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Not bad.
I got two things here.
Sure.
Congratulations. That is a fantastic goal that no one else can really cap you off. Why'd they wait an extra day? That would have been the greatest Father's Day gift of all time. And they chose to wait till Monday.
Yeah, that's not a terrible one, but the Father's Day, make it about the father. The next day could be about the sons. He's going to save a whole lot of money on...
well, they did it reverse.
The trade went through yesterday, and the Hall of Fame, no.
Yeah, Hall of Fame for the dad today. Trade went through yesterday for the sons. On Father's Day.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, dude, that's a pretty nice back-to-back on that. So I had it backwards in my head. Dude, he's going to save so much money on travel and can just go to one game and watch both sons. That's a pretty sweet setup. I mean, it's going back to the junior days. Did they play together? I wonder how long they played together through juniors or where they went to school or whatever it was. But going back to those days, I'm sure is fantastic, and being able to play together at the highest level is pretty outstanding.
He last retired in 2010, so...
No, the brothers, when was the last time they played together? I mean, I guess they played Olympic hockey together, but yeah, either way, it's pretty outstanding. Happy Father's Day. I got a couple little footballs that were colored in with marker for my daughters, so he and I about even.
And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks.
I'm a genius.
If you want to come out and support, I'm very proud of my daughter. She'll practice all day, so we'll see how it goes. But we wrote her a little thing. Here's the challenge. You're getting rid of lacrosse and flag football. You would assume that they're fighting for field space. Washington plays flag football in the winter. They play lacrosse in the spring. So they do not conflict with one another. Yep. Yep. So they don't play in the same season. They're not doing anything to get rid of their gymnastics program, their year-round dance program. They're not doing anything to get rid of bowling. They're not getting underwater basket weave, all of the things that they've got.
Cash rules everything around me.
Well, last week, Luke, you talked about how there's some stuff going on in your personal life right now, stuff that you got to fight for, got a little bit of fire in the stomach because of it. I need an update. How'd it go?
Well, so I think I mentioned it just briefly. The guy that was playing in the whole thing did not realize that school board meeting was just to get somebody voted in to the new school board. So it was a special meeting last Tuesday. The actual meeting, which is nice because we've got a little more run-up to it, will be July 14th. So we've got it on the docket. I've gotten emails back. They're talking with the Booster Club. Things are happening behind the scenes. But my daughter's still scheduled to speak, ready to go. We will be coming off of a weekend tournament for lacrosse, the one they're playing this summer. So she'll be coming out with fire in her belly, and we will be ready to take on the school district. July 14th is when that will be. So if you wanna go and look for it, just go to the Evergreen School Board and you can go and have your voice heard. If you'd like to crush any more girls' sports, please refrain from attending. If you'd like to save as many as you can, lacrosse has been around for 15 years, and flag football, I know it's growing, which is fantastic. Figure out a way to make them both work. Come on. All you need is a football and a couple flags and a field. There you go. Lacrosse is already established. Keep them both going. Don't be dumb.
Well, can I ask you a real quick question? What did you think of Jody Allen as an owner? What did you think of Steve Allen as an owner? Because I never understood, Steve passes away. Or, I'm sorry, Paul Allen.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, my brain.
Steve Allen.
Paul Allen.
I knew you were wrong. I was letting you.
I know. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Paul Allen.
Let him cook.
Jeez.
Well, the former owner of the Blazers wasn't the same man who was in the Benny Goodman story or a guy who appeared on Johnny Carson, but actually, it was Paul Allen.
Oh, of course it was Paul Allen, but every other tech billionaire was named Steve. Steve Ballmer, Steve Jobs. What's the other guy's name? There's another one, Steve
Cohen?
Steve Cohen. No, now I can't even remember the other one. You got me all messed up. Steve, whatever. Steve Gates. So listen, there's a million guys. Ballmer, this, that, Bill Gates, Steve, who's he, what's it? So listen, I got some names screwed up, and we got it figured out. I was the one that figured out. If you had it, here's what I'd like to know, because you did that. You go, oh, I knew you were wrong. I just wanted to let you go on it. Did you know I was wrong?
Yes,
or did I sneak it past you?
How else are we going to have a Monday segment?
You're sitting there going, and I'm just going to write that down, and we'll talk about it on Monday. Listen, got
it marked on the sticky note for all the YouTube.
I am surprised that I don't do that more often. I called Aaron Judge Mike Judge like 12 times, and every time my brain goes there's a few names that you get mixed up. But
that's a good mix up. Mike Judge and Aaron Judge. That's a good mix up.
That one's better.
They're both great.
Steve Allen. Steve Allen together is a famous name, and the other Steves with Microsoft, Ballmer, Steve Jobs. I don't know. I just I can't be perfect all the time. I apologize to anybody that thought I was talking about the late television personality Steve Allen and thought that he was the owner and it had been mistaken that it was not the Microsoft billionaire.
Fantastic. And if you'd like another feel-good story, besides brawls in Times Square and the money-making efforts of the Fox Broadcast Company, how about this? Mexico's got a little duck that wears a jersey and waddles around. It's super cute.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. Oh, now wouldn't it be? The duck is named Merlin. He is an internet sensation, and he's official mascot of the Mexican national team during the World Cup.
Well, Mexico may have its web-footed jersey-clad Merlin, but now the United States has its own web-footed friend. Dawn, the domesticated duck who doesn't shy away from the spotlight in Rhode Island, led the Tartan Army on a recent march in Providence with a flag of Scotland affixed to the feathers. What is with the interest in ducks?
Well,
and I do love it.
Yeah.
Part of me is going, why are we choosing ducks as the animal? But also, this is really cute.
Well, yes, but I don't know if you've seen Osito. Osito, I believe is the name, or how you pronounce it. There's a new mascot for Mexico, and it's an 8-year-old rescue poodle mix, and they've got him riding in a bicycle basket. Mexico is doing this right. I don't know if they're winning the World Cup anytime soon, and I don't know how their games have gone. I think that they beat Korea, so I believe that's 2 victories for one of your host nations. But they're winning the mascot wars. So they've got this little puppy. They've got the other duck. They're taking full advantage of their hosting obligations. The crowds have been raucous. They already played in Guadalajara. Was the other game in Mexico City, the first game?
Estadio Azteca.
So, yeah, just absolutely crushing it as well. And it's funny because we talked about this a little bit with James earlier. The World Cup going to these multiple venues in multiple countries, to me it seemed so bizarre that you would have people moving around, but I mean, it really does feel like it's been a rousing success so far, hasn't it? I mean, I don't know what Team Canada has done, but being able to host, your games in your country and have all of these countries move around and see what North America has to offer. Obviously, a lot of the online stuff has been really exciting for everybody. I don't know where they're playing. Did this game I guess, is it going to half right now, France and Iraq? Where is that game being played?
It is played in Philadelphia, I want to say.
It is pouring down rain there, but France has a 1-0 lead in that match. But the different venues have made it really, really cool. It's seems to be a success, and I imagine it's something that you'll see moving forward. I wonder if the Olympics would catch on to this model and go with a region like this. I know that I want to say some of the events, maybe softball, for the 2028 Olympics are going to be held in like Oklahoma or Oklahoma City for the LA Olympics. So spreading this out and seeing more of an area, more of that, not putting the obligation for all the stadiums on like a single small nation seems to make a ton of sense. So I don't know. So far, so good for the World Cup. And like I said, here I am watching part of the match. Who's the guy that you said scored the goal? I thought you were going to do this for your update.
Kylian Mbappe.
Okay, and why is that important for people that don't know?
Because he is fourth on the list, tied with Gerd Muller, with 14 goals scored in FIFA World Cup tournaments. Lionel Messi has 18.
So Messi had 2 this morning, already played those. He had 16 going into the match, which had him tied for the most ever. He is 39 years old. Mbappe?
27.
So pretty significant. Of course, they're adding more teams and more games, and everybody has more opportunities to do that, but there you have it. So you have a goal from Mbappe. Am I saying that right?
Correct.
And you have 2 for Messi today, so there's actually some very exciting stuff going on today on the field. Look at me being excited about on-the-field play. I told you I'd catch some fever if the U.S. played well.
You've already brought it up. Messi with a hat trick yesterday. He is now the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history. He also played in his first game of his 6th World Cup, which I believe is the most World Cups for a single player to appear in. So Lionel Messi, still good at soccer.
That was the perfect transition because, well, Lionel Messi, still very good at soccer.
How good is Argentina? Are they among the favorites? I talked with Patrick Harris about this a little bit, try to get something going on. They won the last World Cup, so that was the next feather in the cap that Messi needed, and then adding the goal-scoring record is going to put him in rare air as one of the greats of all time. Is Argentina among the favorites to win this year's as well?
Yes, they are. So France and Spain are your top favorites to win. England, Argentina, your 2 closest.
All right. Where's the USA in this? Have the odds
I believe
changed
they
at all?
just jumped into the top 10.
How about that? All right. Well, this could get really interesting. Give me the full top 10 then. If they just jumped into it, now I'm curious. See, I'm starting to catch this. I'm starting to catch a little bug, not the bug that you had yesterday, but a little bit of this interest in what's going on the field. You've got me.
I don't have the outright list for you,
Okay.
but I got your top 5 current favorites. France is a plus 400, Spain is a plus 500, England a plus 600, Argentina plus 700, and Portugal a plus 1100. And right behind that, Brazil, Germany, and the United States.
Okay. You know what? I'll take top 10. That sounds like we've got a little bit of a chance. Do you think Tim Howard was out there just saying that they have no chance to win just to fuel that fire?
I think a little bit also is Tim Howard wanting people not to forget how dominant Tim Howard was when he played.
Was he that dominant?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best goalie that the U.S. has ever seen.
Well, yeah, but being the best soccer player the U.S. has ever seen, is that something that you aspire to? Like, who are the – because I know names like Pele and Ronaldo and Messi and all of that. I don't think I know any goalkeepers other than Tim Howard, but I assumed I knew him just because he's from the U.S.
It was him and Manuel Neuer when they were matched up against each other. Were the two best goalies in the world.
Who's the best goalie in this tournament right now? Do we know that?
That I do not know.
Well, it's not the guy from Korea. I watched him just drop the ball right in front of Mexico so they could get scored on.
The Timbers fan in me wants to say it's James Pantemis, goalie from Canada, but I'm not sure.
All right. Well, hey, at least you're willing to admit that you do not know, and that is fine. You a Robin Hood fan? You a big fan of
love me some Robin Hood.
Stealing from the rich, giving to the poor?
Favorite Disney movie?
Well, his tree that he used to hide out in is apparently dead. We'll have to talk about that, and we'll do it next. It's One More for the Road on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
The Fan.
if you missed anything from this show, past shows, future shows, find the podcast, 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app. 6,131 sockeye over the weekend. I do need to tell a quick story about this. I usually just drop that number without any reference to it. Yesterday, my brothers and I talking about the sockeye count, and my sister goes, "Oh yeah, I heard that on the radio." To which my wife goes, "What radio station is mentioning how many sockeye salmon are going to the Russian River in Alaska?" My sister just looks over and points to me, and she just goes, "Oh, I'm an idiot." It was delightful and made my Father's Day that much better. Lowercase, what are people saying on the fan text line or the YouTube chats we need to address?
Billionaires named Steve. Steve Ballmer, Steve Cohen, Steven Schwartzman, Steve Biscotti, Steve Wozniak.
Wozniak was the other one. Yeah, I was trying to think of the other guy. That's I threw in Gates. I could not remember, but the two founders of Apple, both Steves, and Wozniak was the one. And I thought of it right after, but I wasn't going to go back.
And apparently the former owner of the Blazers, also named Steve.
Just the great Steve Allen. I had a friend who had every pet that he ever owned was named Steve. And he had at the same time, he had like a snake and a dog, and they were both Steve. And it was Steve the dog and Steve the snake. So, listen, just throw it in there. If you can't remember something, Steve, and you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Casey won't drag it back up a week later and rub it in your face. You'll be fine. Let's do one more. The 1,200-year-old major oak in Sherwood Forest has officially died. Yep, so this spring, conservationists believed that the tree was loved to death. It was centuries old, and the soil and the roots around it were trampled so much that this spring no leaves grew on the tree that supposedly was a hideout for Robin Hood back in the day. They expected that the tree lived for 1,200 years. It was fenced off in the 1970s when they saw its health deteriorating because of all of the trampling around it. They put a big fence around it, but it wasn't enough to save the tree. Go take a picture of it. That is a gnarly-looking tree. I don't know if you ever do any reading about trees or go and visit large trees, but maybe I'm just getting old. But if you've ever been to like the Mariposa Grove or the Redwoods or any of that, man, old trees, totally worth the visit. And here goes,
cool.
Here goes one I didn't even know existed.
They're cool.
Dead. Poor Robin Hood. You said Robin Hood, your favorite Disney movie.
Yep, by far.
By far.
Not even close.
Nothing of your era. And you grew up post Toy Story and all the Pixar and all
Pixar,
of that. Yeah.
I love me some Pixar stuff, so I love Cars, Incredible, all that.
Yeah.
But Robin Hood, I mean, you play that song, stuck in my head forever.
Yeah, sing the song for the kids if they don't know the one.
I can't whistle.
Oh, you can't whistle.
That's my biggest issue.
Yeah, I'm
it's
trying
my
to think of
favorite movie, and I can't sing the song.
That's hilarious. You're a musician that cannot whistle.
Shout out Rihanna.
There's been a whole debate around the office of how offensive it is to whistle as you go through the office. I am guilty of that. I will whistle either Andy Griffith or If I Only Had a Brain are the two go-tos, or any Christmas songs when I get around it. But our counterpart on KGON, Terry Boyd, abhors whistling, and so he is looking to take anybody out at the knees if they end up get caught whistling. But it's funny. I always think that would be like a natural gateway to musicianship.
I'm the only one in my family
do anything.
Can't do it.
Really?
Yep.
That is fascinating. My dad could always do the real sharp whistle, like you needed to get everybody's attention. I've always been jealous of that. That's something that I never figured out. I've tried a couple times to can't even get a squeak.
See, my grandma can do the
Yeah.
Two fingers.
Yeah, he'll do it with one hand, but basically it's the same thing. I don't know how you position your tongue, but you move it around your mouth, so it goes there. Yeah,
it took me longer than an average human to be able to learn how to snap. So whistling, that's up.
Wait, how old were you when you learned how to snap?
Like 10.
Yeah, that's probably a little late.
That's a little later than you need.
We had twin daughters. This is a fun thing about having twins. One of them learned to snap pretty early, and her sister had no clue on it. But the craziest one. It took one of our daughters probably another year and a half after her sister to figure out how to blow out her nose. So she but just to get the sniffles, you put a tissue over it and go, give us a blow, and she, no idea, no clue. I mean, this is pre-language, so it's not like there's like a natural thing for it, but you put it on one dot and just go blow, and then here comes the snot into the tissue, and you're fine. The other one, she would inhale or whatever, and then so it would just flow out of her face. But for whatever reason, it took her, and I don't know what the normal learning curve is. Was one of them really advanced and the other one slow? That information I do not have for you, but it is hilarious. The first of the two girls to stand was the second one to walk. She could stand up and perfect balance at like 7 months. She'll be walking any day. Her sister still doesn't know how to stand still, but she learned to walk first. So everybody should get twins just so you can see what the experiment is. But I'm very happy for you that learned to snap, work on the whistling, and
I'm trying.
With that, big thanks to James Hartenfeld, who was in here for the bonus hour. Thank you, everybody that listened. Thank you, Lowercase. And, of course, thank you, Isaac Ropp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.
The bright side of life. Come on. Always look on the right side of life.
Sound familiar?